Hey, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing? I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's doing all right. Um, hey, I just want to talk to you guys about something. I just want to talk to you guys about destiny and stuff like that. Cause you know, it took me a while to accept my destiny, my own destiny, and my destiny has to do with music, the music world. You know, music has always been a part of my life since I was a child, since I was born, pretty much. It's just always been a part of my life, and it really heavily impacted the people around me as well. And they all are really into music as well. Like my mom, my grandmother, um, my aunt, all really into music and stuff like that. But it took me a while to just like really accept it and realize it. And something that I realized recently with this is that I don't know. I feel guilty. I feel really guilty about about my music career because I've been on the sidelines for such a long time. Because I just never really believed in myself. I never really believed in me. I never really believed that this was possible. I never really believed that this is something that I can actually achieve. This is part of my destiny. I always had resistance on this path, deep resistance on this path. Family, people around me, just people always just discarding me, but I was supposed to rise above that, but I didn't. I always succumbed to it, and I would just shrink. And it took me a very long time to just actually believe in myself. What the hell is that, man? Is this working still? Yeah, okay. But yeah, it just took me a very long time just to believe in myself. I needed to believe myself. You know, I generally never had anyone who really was like Kamari. Wow, it will always be like some stranger that would do that, but it would just be like really like it would be a stranger that would tell me this stuff, and I'll like never hear from again, or it'd be really like brief. But yeah, but um, I just I've been making music since you know I've been making my own music since. What is going on? I'm so sorry, guys. Now like my computer's acting up because I'm doing this. Of course, resistance. But yeah. This is hard to talk about because I never talked about this stuff with anyone before. So I'm like opening up for the first time about these things, but I just I feel guilty because I was supposed to be out there. 2017, I started putting projects out there, and it's just I was slowly getting attention and stuff like that, but like people were like putting me down and stuff like that, and I couldn't handle it, so I kind of like shrunk, and didn't really stand up for the music and stuff like that, and my family wanted me to do other things. They didn't really believe in it, so they wanted me to do something that was more practical and stuff like that. But this was part of my destiny. My soul always knew. My soul always knew that I was supposed to do this, but it took me a long time for my ego to realize. But um, yeah, like I'm still figuring life out and everything. But like yeah, like X, Peep, and Juice, and even Mac. Those are three people. Well, besides Mac, Mac is someone who I've always been into, but Peep, X, and Juice are. Dude, what is going on with this computer now, man? I wasn't doing this like a minute ago. Um, yeah, Peep, X, and Juice were three artists who I wasn't really into like that. Well, X, I was into X when X first came out. I actually was listening to X when I was listening to X when he first started popping, like 2016. Like we were listening to him on an Xbox party, and it was like funny because he was just saying some crazy shit. And then I started looking into him, and he was pretty interesting. I just like, the things about him, and it was really cool. And then eventually, when I started looking into him more, he reminded me of myself in ways. Like he reminded me of me if I didn't get the help I needed. Like if I didn't get the assistance, the not the assistance from like strangers. And dude, why is all this stuff opening? What is going on? I never even touched anything. I'm so confused right now. What is going on? Okay, my computer is trying to sabotage me. Okay, my computer's trying to sabotage me. Um, yeah, but it's still rolling, so that's good. But yeah, X, like he's someone who reminded me like of myself if I didn't get like the assistance I needed and to get like help and stuff like that. I always had people who like kept me on the right track of life and stuff like that. Um, it took me a long time. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Just talking about this stuff. So I never talked about this stuff before, like publicly or to anyone and stuff for myself. So it's just so weird just saying these things. It's just so weird to me just talking like this. It's weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. Why is Apple News coming? Like, where is this coming? Why is all this stuff opening right now? What? Dude, you're trying to distract me. You're trying to distract me. You're trying to distract me. You are trying. My computer is trying to distract me. Okay. Yeah. It's just, man. He reminded me of myself. If I didn't have people whispering in my ear, if I didn't have like my aunt, all these people who and all these strangers and stuff like that who always gave me advice and always tried to steer me on the right path of life, because I came from destruction as well. I could relate to him in many ways. You know, I understand a lot of things he went through. I don't understand fully. I don't understand his life fully, but a lot of things I get it. And I used to be really into fighting as well. I have a fire spirit, so I got that. So I think that's why I always was just like into him, because of that. Like I just felt kind of connected to him in ways. And then like um Peep, it took me a while to get into Peep, but like I had like a friend in high school who reminded me of him in ways. Like Kevin Gallagher, you reminded me of Peep in ways. You reminded me of him. And I had some other friends like Brooke and stuff who were like into him. Like, and it took me a while to get into him, and then when he passed, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, whoa. And then I looked into him, I'm like, oh my god, his music. He's someone that like I don't really I don't really want to talk about it, but like, cause like I don't know, I'm still learning to open up about things, but I wish I could have talked to him about these things. There's still like, because remember, I'm an isolated person. A lot of things on my mind. I never really talked to anyone about anything. I've been in music and talk about things in music, but I never really had like genuine friends. My family don't even believe I have a life perspective. They don't listen to my perspective. They don't really pay attention to my perspective. So I don't really have anyone to talk to about my world. When it comes to my world, I don't have anyone to talk to. I can only talk to me. So I could definitely feel those guys. You know, they felt like they were so alone. They had no one to talk to, and then like they all had like their like cliques and stuff like that, and it's stopping them from talking to like the other people and stuff like that. Politics. They were all so wise, man. But Man, Gustav, man, he had a pure heart. He had a very pure heart, very pure spirit, very pure heart, a very pure person. He was so pure. That guy was so pure. He was just like, he was just so genuine. Like, and the pain in his music, and just, and it was just, and he, how he was able to just mask all of that. That reminded me of myself so much. He has so much just pain in him, but he was able to just mask all that and just make sure everyone around him is good. His friends are good. His family's good. Everyone's good. His fans are good. Strangers are good. Just everyone's good. Even though he's freaking wounded and just his heart's just leaking. It was just, it was just bad. It was just, yeah, it's just crazy, you know. It took me a while to realize, who he was. Um, and then Juice, I always overlooked Juice because I didn't really think much of him. Like I thought he was just like another mainstream artist. Like I didn't really think like Peep was underground before he was able to get up there. He was on his way, but like he was underground. Like Juice was the most popular out of all of them. Um, X had the most potential. Actually, I don't even know. They all had a lot of fucking power. Like, but yeah, Juice. I remember I had two coworkers at Walmart, Bryant and why am I forgetting names? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting names. I'm so sorry. But I had coworkers at Walmart who was really into him, just like really into him, always talking about him. And like I just was like, oh yeah, cool. Didn't really think much of it until like after he passed. I was like, wow. I looked into him, and then like I was just like blown away. Like I was just so blown away when he passed, cause like he reminded me of me. He was even a Sagittarius as well, and he was even making like similar music as me. Like our styles are completely different, which is fucking awesome. Which makes sense. We're all innovators, you know. But like like pretty much what I'm saying is like we were on the same. Our mind frame was pretty similar, you know. But like he was just I don't know. When I looked into him, I was just like I was devastated by that. And I was even more devastated when I looked into him and how he was like what he really wanted was just like love and just someone who got him and understood him and stuff like that. And that just broke my heart because I was like, wow, if I was there, it would have been a completely different story. We were into so much shit, like like we all we're so similar. We all came up, or we're all around the same age. We're all into so much like similar shit. It's so hard. I'm 24 years old. I never met anyone who's similar to me, like that, like ever. Like I haven't met anyone who's similar to me like that. I felt alone. I couldn't imagine being up there, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm finally where I want to be. Yay! All these motherfuckers have nothing in common with me. Is this how life is supposed to be? Is this a joke? Like there's no one to resonate with, you know? Like I felt that, I felt that, I really felt that because I genuinely felt like I was supposed to be there, but I was in a spell. I don't know what the fuck was some type of curse. Like I just genuinely remember 2019. I remember, I think it was like November. I was listening to Boys Don't Cry, and I was like in the car, and I was like in shambles, dude. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with your life? This music is shit. It's terrible. Can't do anything. Like, what can you do with this? Like, what are you're wasting your life. Like, you're literally you're in college and you're fucking up in college because you're focusing on working and working, you're not getting enough time to stay on top of your tasks in school, and then with the music, then you're trying to do music, and that's taking even more time, and the music isn't doing anything. It took me such a long time to believe in my art. It took me such a long time. I had no one to support me. No one, like literally no one. I don't care what anyone says. I had no one. I can't think of like I said, anyone who supported me. It was like some stranger or some shit. Like I'll go home, talk about music. People either don't care or Kamari, why are you doing music? You need to go to school. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to like people always trying to control me, right? Then I'll go to work. Kamari, your music is shit. Don't make me play your music in front of everybody. Don't make me embarrass you. Don't make me do like it was always someone trying to humiliate me. That's been going on since high school, you know? And then you go on the internet and you're just getting berate like just like destroyed by like every freaking comment, every freaking person that comes across. I'm like, damn, like where is the love? Like there was no love. Like I'm like, where's the love? But at the same time, I wonder if that was just like a reflection of how I felt about myself, about my own art, about my own music, about my own stuff, about how I felt about it. Because nowadays I don't really get that. I still don't have the support like that, but no one resists me if I talk like before if I talk about music and like oh I'll do this, I'll do it. People resist it. But like nowadays, if anyone like comments and says shit, I'm just like oh yeah sure whatever, and and I just don't really listen to anyone anymore. But it took me a while to gain that because like music is so personal to me. It's my escape. It's where I put all my emotions at. Like I said, like I don't have anyone to talk about anything with. So I talk to the music. I vent to the music. So when you do that shit and people are just like throwing it away and just discarding it, it hurts. I understand why there's a lot of artists out there who are sensitive when people destroy their music because it's a part of them. It's not like I get if you're just making some music about like some like soulless music that has nothing to do with you're just saying shit and people say it's trash. Hey, whatever. I'm just doing it. I'm just trying to get money or attention or whatever. But like something that's really like that's a part of you, and people are just throwing it away. It hurts. But that's just something I had to learn that just comes with the territory. But man, I'm ashamed of myself. And like I just realized how big my life actually was. It took me a long fucking time to realize that my life is bigger than just Kamari. Like it took me such a long time. Like I have a sibling, I have a sister, an older sister, an older brother. I'm a younger brother, and like you know, and I always was just like a role model to just like everyone that I just come across because I just care. And I always been that guy who was isolated and just left out and stuff like that. And there's people who acted as a big brother for me, and that helped me out. Make sure that like I was on the right tracks of life, and I felt loved, and I didn't go down a dark path or anything like that. So I always tried to be like that for other people. I always tried, but yeah. And where was I going with that? I don't know, but yeah, like I just didn't realize how important my life was. It took me a long time. Like 2020 was I won't lie, I did have suicidal thoughts like a few days ago, but that was just like temporary shit. Like that wasn't like anything like real. It was just like some lingering shit. But like last time I had anything like that was like 2 years ago, just when my life was going downhill. Like I just like I said in my other video, I just wanted out. But like that just made me realize how my life affected others, but the people around me just don't really realize how hard this shit is. Like when you have to be so strong for like everyone in your life, like that's why sometimes I wish I could just be regular, average, just regular. Like I don't know how it's like to be a regular person because I'm not a regular, unfortunately. But like I'm still human. It's just my soul is just like different. I don't know. I don't. I'm still figuring these things out, but like, it's so hard when you have to like live and be strong for yourself and everyone around you. So like, if you don't take care of yourself, other people aren't taking care of themselves. If you feel shitty about yourself, other people feel shitty about themselves. If you know, like, if you don't believe in yourself, other people don't believe in your. Like, it's other people suffer if you suffer. So that's something I had to learn. Even like that's something that like, I see people around me feel, but that's something I also saw other people that don't even fucking know I exist. I'm seeing them mirroring my life. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, that's so interesting how you're just mirroring me, like how we feel, how our emotions like sync up. Like it's interesting. Like it's interesting, and it just made me realize that I have to get my shit together and I have to be strong for everyone. I had to sit with myself. Like that pandemic helped me because it made me just realize that like I need to fix this. I need to fix this. I need to stop going down this destructive path and stop like looking at myself like I'm an ant or something. Like I had that problem for such a long time because like I don't come from an encouraging environment. We put each other down. Crab in the buckle, crabs in the barrel mentality. We all have love for each other, but we just don't know how to treat each other. We just don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to treat each other. We don't know how to love each other. We think buying shit for each other is love and all this. I don't know, but it's just it's just all so interesting. But I have regrets for like just not for not believing in myself because 2017 I could have been out there, you know, but I just didn't believe myself. And I feel like people passed away because I was supposed to be with them and encourage them and show that love. Instead, I was giving that love to people who didn't give a fuck about me, who just took me for granted and stuff like that. I was supposed to give love to these people who are dead now, who were begging for that shit. They were begging for that love. They were begging to be understood. They were begging for that attention. They were begging just to be noticed. Not noticed because of who they are, the allure of them, but who they are, like who they are spiritually or soul wise, or what makes them. You know what I mean? I've always been that kind of person. I've always been like a healer, like lover type person, but like I've always been around people who just didn't give a fuck, you know. So it hurts, man, because I took the wrong path. I listened to the wrong people. I gave love to the wrong people, and it just it just sucks because people who I felt so close to are gone because of that. You know? But I'm making sure that I get myself right and just so strong so that nothing can happen. Cause like it hurts even more because I always wanted to be like Michael Jackson and like Prince in the way how like before I even really looked into them, I wanted to be like this. I always just wanted to I wanted to be. Cause I'm a big brother. I have a younger brother. I always been like that. I always wanted to be the big brother to people around me who just not only people who I resonate with, but the entertainment world really needs that. Like I always wanted to be someone for artists where like I can like talk to them and just be there for them so that they don't feel alone. Like mental health is bad and entertainment because most of us come from shitty fucking environments, shitty situations, shitty like we come from like destruction. A lot of us, most of us do. You know, that's like the criteria. Like most of us come from like most of us don't know how to be loved. Like some of us don't know how to be loved. Some of us just don't know how to give love. So that's why like I always just want to check in and just make sure everyone's good. So that's why I'm like fuck. You know, these guys passed. I was like, and I was like struggling because like I would look at Cuddy I would look at Cuddy's Instagram and he'd be saying some wild shit, and I'm like, oh my, if this guy dies, bro, I just don't know if I should even be here. Like I was, like that shit was fucking me up. That shit, every time I saw him say some shit, it would fuck me up. It would just completely fuck me up because that was the guy who literally saved my life. Like seriously, if it wasn't for him, for the music he made, for just like the way how he was, if it wasn't for him, man, he doesn't know how important he is to us. Like, I don't think that any of them expressed it, but I knew, especially since uh I saw X made a Edge of the World, Edge of the Earth cover that he was working on. I know he was definitely in the Cuddy. Jaw was probably in the not Jaw. Jared Juice was probably in the Cuddy. I'm not sure if Pete was or not, but I wouldn't be surprised. But like these guys were like really into him, I can tell. But yeah. Speaking of that, can we talk about like I want to talk about Speeding to Heaven real quick. That's the greatest album. Like that's the greatest album. Like that's the greatest album. It was that was so like that was a punk album. It was so great. It was so great. It was so great. It was so amazing. People said it was shit. I feel like people thought it was shit because he wasn't marketing to the right people. Like, could he market himself as a rapper? But he's not a rapper. He's not a rapper because he's not a rapper. He's a rock star. He's a rock star. He's more rock than anything. He's like you know there's a lot of rock stars that can rap, right? Like Axel Rose was rapping. Fucking Anthony Kiedis, his vocals are pretty much rap. He raps most of the time. He sings sometimes, but he raps as well. Like rapping isn't like it's not really about like genres. Is just like genres, is just genres. It's just the like the point of genres is to categorize music to make it where like the public can like like so like it fits like it's really I feel like it's really more for like casual music fans, just like to be able to be like, okay, I want a song that sounds like this. So I only want to hear songs that sound like this and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But like realistically, like artists don't really understand what genres are. Like true artists don't know what genres are. It's confusing. I don't really believe in them. But yeah, he's to me, he's not. He doesn't have the soul of a rapper. Like he's influenced by like more like rock than anything. Like he's always had a rock star persona to him. Always, always had that persona. But I feel like he felt like he had to market himself as a rapper, especially since he was like so ahead of his time. But like no. I feel like he held himself back doing that shit. Like his life, he has a rock star life. Like literally a rock. Like if you look at his life, like that's not no rap shit. But yeah, man, that dude is fucking amazing. I hope he's well. That dude is just like he's so important to me. So important to me. But yeah, I care about that man so much. Seriously, like that's like That's like my Kurt. That's my Kurt Cobain. That's my Kurt. Like Cuddy is my Kurt. Like that's my hero. That's my hero. Um, yeah, but yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna like I just didn't realize that, and then like I stopped like I challenged myself not to be a hypocrite. So like going with Cuddy, like how I'm talking about like how he affects me and stuff like that. I had to think that like there's also other people who I affect. You know what I mean? Like and who live life through me, and I have to be strong for these people. So I don't know, but yeah, that could be pretty overwhelming when you have to be strong for just everyone and and including yourself. It's it's exhausting. It's a draining thing, you know, and especially when like my life, like your destiny is this, and you gotta do this, all these things. You're trying to dedicate yourself to it, but then all these things keep trying to block you from it and try to take you off that path, and it's just exhausting. And then you have no one to talk to about these things, and you just have to keep it to yourself. It's an exhausting thing, you know. It really is exhausting. And then on top of that, like if you're like I'm philosophical, so it's only worse when like I study human behavior and all these things, and I just know how humans can be, and that discourages me as well. But yeah, I did a good job. I didn't like tear or anything. That's pretty cool. Even though I should let emotions out, I should be doing that, but I felt them. I felt them. I didn't suppress them. That's a good thing. That's points. That's 2 points for me. um, yeah. Is there anything I wanna talk about? I don't know. I wanna. I just care about people. You know, I really do, and I know how hard life could be, especially like when you're kind of like on this path. Like people don't realize how lonely this stuff is, and that's why like I document my life on this journey because I don't want like people who are deemed as like special and like great or legendary or like icons, famous celebrities, they get dehumanized so much. And people only see them for the allure, but they don't see them for who they truly genuinely are. And they don't realize that a lot of their lives are hard as fuck. Life is hard. It really is, man. Like you don't realize it. You make it look easy, but like it's not an easy life. And you know, a lot of people have hard lives, but I feel like people need to like not look at like celebrities and stuff like that like they're animals and shit like that, like it's a zoo, you know? Even then, like look at those animals. Where the fuck do they come from? Why are they in the zoo? Why are they in the zoo? Why are they not in the wild? Why are they there? Like I don't know. I don't know. A lot of this shit doesn't make sense to me, but I just roll with it. Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Speaking of that, I can't wait for touring. I can't wait. I've been training for it. I got more training to do, and yeah, it's just constant training and just just this is constant training, constant training. Oh, I got so much shit to do. Let me not complain. But yeah, I don't know. But mental health is important. We neglect mental health in this world so much. We just keep going and we just neglect things. That's why so much shit happens. You know, a lot of people. can't handle it anymore, and they just start going down this path and start hurting themselves and each other, and I don't know. It's do I want to keep talking? I think I might have talked enough for today, but yeah, I apologize. Juice, X, Peep, and Mac for not being there. I apologize. I know you guys are looking after me and looking up from and looking at me, and you guys could probably see my life now and see that there's a lot of resistance. You know, it's a lot of resistance on this path, on my path. You know, so I'm trying my best, but yeah, I apologize I couldn't be there with you guys. I really do. It sucks because they could have been awesome. You guys are so amazing people. Really misunderstood. X, really misunderstood. Very misunderstood guy. Very misunderstood. Very misunderstood. But hopefully you guys are in a better place now. But yeah. Uh More, are we done? Yeah, we're done. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's safe. I hope everyone is good. I hope everyone's, you know, I hope everyone's having a fun day. I hope you have a fun day when you see this. Even though it's not really a fun. Hey, it's 222. It's not really a fun um message, I guess. But I don't know. It doesn't mean you can't have fun though. But yeah, I hope everyone's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.